You don't wake up one day feeling healed. There is no announcement, no closure scene, no applause. Healing starts in silence. In the moment you pause, instead of reacting, in the moment a memory appears, and it no longer controls you. One day something strange happens. The pain that once decided your choices suddenly feels distant. Not gone, just powerless. And that's when it hits you. You didn't become stronger overnight. You outgrew the version of yourself that needed the pain to survive. Most people miss this moment because healing doesn't scream, it whispers. And if you're not paying attention, you'll mistake growth for emptiness. So let me ask you this. Have you noticed your reactions changing? Your mind getting quieter? Your tolerance for disrespect disappearing? Because if you have, this video isn't motivation, it's confirmation. You're not broken anymore, you're rebuilding. And once you see the signs, you can never unsee them. You don't wake up one morning with fireworks in the sky and a voice announcing that you're healed. Healing doesn't arrive loudly. It arrives quietly, in moments you almost miss, in reactions that no longer control you, in memories that no longer own you. One day you realize that the pain that once defined your decisions has lost its grip, and that realization doesn't come from strength alone, it comes from growth. Recognizing that you've healed from past hurts is not about pretending the wounds never existed, it's about standing tall, knowing they no longer decide who you are. There was a time when the past followed you into every room, sat beside you in every conversation, and whispered doubt into every dream. But healing begins the moment you stop letting yesterday negotiate with today. You start to notice that your mind is quieter, not empty but calm. The chaos that once lived inside you has been replaced by clarity. You no longer replay old scenes hoping for different endings because you've accepted that some chapters were meant to end exactly as they did. When you've healed, your reactions change before your circumstances do. The things that once triggered anger, fear, or sadness no longer shake your foundation, not because you don't feel, but because you feel without losing yourself. You respond instead of reacting. You pause instead of exploding. That pause is power. It means you've learned that your peace is more valuable than proving a point. You stop seeking validation from people who couldn't see your worth when you were at your lowest. You stop explaining your pain to those committed to misunderstanding you. Healing teaches you that closure is not something others give you, it's something you decide. You realize that forgiveness is not about excusing what happened, it's about freeing yourself from carrying the weight of it. And in that freedom, you begin to breathe differently, deeper, stronger. Like someone who has survived a storm and learned how to walk in the rain without fear. Another sign you've healed is that your self-talk changes. The voice that once blamed you, shamed you, and reminded you of every mistake begins to sound different. It becomes firm but compassionate, honest but encouraging. You stop calling yourself broken and start recognizing yourself as rebuilt. You no longer measure your worth by how others treated you because you understand that their actions were a reflection of where they were, not who you are. You stop chasing people who choose distance, and you stop begging for love that costs you your dignity. Healing teaches you standards, not walls. You learn that protecting your energy is not selfish, it's necessary. And with that understanding, you choose yourself without guilt. When you have truly healed, you don't feel the need to prove how healed you are. You don't announce your growth, you live it. You move forward without dragging the past behind you like a chain. You can talk about what hurt you without reliving it. The memory exists, but the pain has lost its voice. You find yourself feeling gratitude, not for what happened, but for who you became because of it. Stronger, wiser, more grounded. Healing doesn't mean you'll never feel pain again. It means pain no longer scares you. You trust yourself now. You trust your ability to endure, to adapt, to rise. And in that trust, you begin to see life differently. Not as something that happened to you, but as something that is happening for you, shaping you into someone who no longer survives, but stands ready to live. Healing becomes undeniable when your relationship with pain changes, not because pain disappears, but because it no longer dictates your direction. There was a time when every setback felt personal, when every disappointment reopened old wounds, when life felt like it was constantly testing how much more you could take. But once you've healed, you stop asking, why did this happen to me, and start asking, what is this teaching me? That shift is everything. It means you are no longer a prisoner of your past, you are a student of it. You understand that pain was never sent to destroy you, it was sent to develop you. And when that understanding settles in, your posture changes. You stand differently. You walk with a quiet confidence that doesn't need applause. You know you've healed when your happiness is no longer dependent on people staying, situations working out, or plans going perfectly. You stop building your joy on temporary things. You find peace in uncertainty because you've already survived chaos. The fear of loss weakens when you realize that losing people, opportunities, or seasons did not end you before. You're still here, still breathing, still capable. Healing teaches you resilience without bitterness. You don't harden your heart, you strengthen it. You stop closing yourself off from the world and instead learn discernment. You become selective, not cold. You love deeply but wisely. You give but with boundaries. That balance is not learned in comfort, it's learned in struggle. Another powerful sign of healing is that you stop romanticizing the past. You no longer look back and only remember what you lost, you remember what it cost you. You see clearly now. You recognize the nights you cried in silence, the moments you abandoned yourself to keep others comfortable, the energy you poured into places that drained you. Healing gives you honesty, and honesty gives you freedom. You stop missing people who made you feel small. You stop longing for situations that required you to shrink. You understand that growth often feels like loss, because becoming more means leaving behind what no longer fits. And you're okay with that now. When you've healed, your patience grows. Not passive patience, but grounded patience. You stop forcing outcomes. You stop chasing timelines that aren't aligned with your journey. You trust the process because you've seen what rushing out of fear can cost you. Healing slows you down just enough to make better decisions. You listen more to your intuition and less to the noise around you. You no longer confuse urgency with importance. You realize that some doors stay closed not to punish you, but to protect you. And that realization builds faith. Faith in yourself. Faith in timing. Faith that what is meant for you will meet you when you're ready, not when you're desperate. You also know you've healed when you can celebrate others without comparing your path to theirs. Someone else's success no longer feels like your failure. Someone else's happiness no longer highlights your pain. You understand that life is not a race. It's a relay, and everyone runs their part at a different pace. Healing removes jealousy and replaces it with inspiration. You start clapping with a full heart because you know your turn is coming. And even if it comes in a different form than you imagined, you trust that it will be meaningful. Perhaps the clearest sign of healing is this: you stop surviving and start choosing. Choosing peace over drama. Choosing growth over comfort. Choosing purpose over approval. You no longer move out of fear, you move out of alignment. And that alignment brings a calm strength that cannot be shaken. You're not healed because life became easy. You're healed because you became stronger, wiser, and more intentional. And now, no matter what comes next, you know one thing for sure: you will handle it. The final proof that you've healed is not found in what you say, but in how you live when no one is watching. It shows up in the choices you make on ordinary days, in the way you treat yourself when life feels quiet, and in how you respond when challenges return, because they always do. Healing does not make you invincible, it makes you prepared. You stop seeing obstacles as threats and start seeing them as tests of your growth. Where you once panicked, you now breathe. Where you once doubted yourself, you now stand firm. You don't crumble at the first sign of difficulty because you've already faced worse and survived it. That survival has become your foundation. When you've healed, you no longer chase people to fill empty spaces inside you. You enjoy your own company without feeling lonely. Silence doesn't scare you anymore because you've learned to sit with yourself. You've made peace with your thoughts. You don't need constant distraction to avoid your feelings. That inner stillness is strength. It means you've stopped running from who you are. You know your flaws, but you're not ashamed of them. You know your past, but you're not trapped by it. You've accepted that healing didn't make you perfect, it made you real. And real is powerful. You also begin to notice that your standards rise naturally, not out of ego, but out of self-respect. You no longer tolerate what drains your spirit. You don't entertain conversations that lead nowhere. You don't stay in places that cost you your peace. Heal sharpens your awareness. You sense when something isn't right, and you trust that feeling. You stop second-guessing your intuition just to keep the peace. You've learned that peace that requires self-betrayal is not peace at all. And so you choose honesty, even when it's uncomfortable. You choose alignment, even when it means standing alone. Another undeniable sign of healing is that you stop blaming. Not because what happened was okay, but because carrying blame keeps you tied to the past. You release the need to punish others in your mind. You release the need to punish yourself. You understand that everyone was operating from their level of awareness, including you. That understanding doesn't erase accountability, but it dissolves resentment. And in that release, you reclaim your energy you now invest in building, creating, and becoming. Healing turns your focus forward. You spend less time explaining your story and more time writing the next chapter. When you've healed, gratitude becomes deeper. Not forced positivity, but grounded appreciation. You're grateful for your strength, for your lessons, for your growth. You're grateful that you didn't give up when it would have been easier to stay broken. You look back and realize that the pain refined you. It taught you patience. It taught you courage. It taught you how to stand on your own feet. And that realization fills you with quiet pride, not arrogance, but confidence. The kind that doesn't need validation because it's built on experience. Ultimately, healing reveals itself in one simple truth. You trust yourself. You trust your ability to navigate life, to recover from setbacks, to adapt when things don't go as planned. You no longer fear falling apart because you know how to put yourself back together. You've done it before, and that trust frees you. It allows you to dream again, to love again, to move forward without constantly looking over your shoulder. The past no longer defines you, it informed you. And now, you step into the future not as someone who was hurt, but as someone who was healed, strengthened, and awakened to their own power. If this message resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video to support the channel, subscribe for more powerful motivational content, and press the bell notification so you never miss our next video. Stay connected, stay growing, and keep moving forward. Your journey isn't over yet.